Imagine with me for a moment what life would look like if we didn't live in a Biden depression, but instead a Trump succession. Imagine with me for a moment if we didn't live in a Marxist, socialist, communistic society, but instead a patriotic, constitutional, and Bible-loving society. Imagine with me for a moment what life would be like if we didn't send our babies and children to daycares and public schools and private schools, but instead homeschooled and loved them and nurtured them in our homes. Imagine with me for a moment what life would be like if wives and mothers could be the homemakers, the Proverbs 31 woman that beautify, peacify, and joyify their homes, while the men are paid enough so that we can stay at home to fulfill our vocation, our calling. Imagine with me for a moment what life would be like if lazy car syndrome didn't exist and instead everyone had diligent bones and returned our shopping carts and changed the world by returning it one shopping cart at a time. Imagine with me for a moment what life would be like if we did in fact value life from the moment of conception to the last breath is taken, instead of ending the lives inside the womb where it's supposed to be the most loved and cherished and protected at all costs, little babies. Imagine with me for a moment what life would be like if parents stopped hitting and spanking their children, but instead found healthier and better alternatives to disciplining their children when necessary and focused more on loving and guiding and nurturing and respecting their children. Imagine with me for a moment what life would be like if born men and born women loved and accepted and cherished their God-given gifts, no matter how hard it can be sometimes, because it is always beautiful to be who God created you to be. Imagine with me for a moment what life would be like if our food chain wasn't utterly destroyed and if we actually used the natural and alternative medicines that do heal and cure. Imagine with me for a moment what life would be like if parents stopped mutilating their sons as infants and left them intact the way God blessed them to be. Imagine with me for a moment what life would be like if people thought more for themselves instead of listening to what society tells them they should think and do. Imagine with me for a moment what life would be like if more people believed in the Bible verse, John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but through me. Imagine with me for a moment what life would be like if more people would take the time and energy and use their wisdom and discernment to choose better spouses instead of realizing too late that they married the wrong person or that it turned out to be abusive. It sounds too good to be true, right? But if more of us united, then I think we would actually get somewhere. Otherwise, it's lovely to dream.